How's it going, Sha?
I am completely alone. In a good way, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Um, my roommate has gone out of town. He's gone to visit his family. Um, he'll be gone for a week. So I'm in my apartment by myself, just me and the cat.
Okay.
I love it. And I mean, I travel and I usually am in the place where I'm staying alone,
Yeah.
but that's different because it's not my house. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I know where the stuff is. Like I already have stuff in my house that I like, but in a hotel room, I gotta find where they may be keeping the stuff that I like, or I gotta find a reasonable facsimile and then bring it back to the hotel room. There's
Ah.
a little more schlepping when you're in a hotel room by yourself. It's fine to be by yourself and sitting in a very big, comfy bed and maybe watching TV or probably just looking at your phone, whatever the case is. But now I can do that here in my own filth, and it's great.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
How
I'm
long
so
do you have this?
um probably for the next like 5 days or so.
Nice.
I get to be disgusting in my own home. Very excited about it.
I
Oh.
I have so many thoughts about this.
Uh-huh.
One, initially got to tell you, I thought that meant the cat was gone too.
Oh
Um,
no. No, cat's all right. She's been to the vet. She's
okay.
good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I had a lot of like cat vacation questions. Look, I don't know what are the cat's plans, what's going on.
Right. Who's she going to visit? I get it. We just drop
Okay.
her off at an empty lot around the corner and she visits her old friends, but then she comes back.
That's beautiful,
Hmm.
keep the relationships. You never change.
That's true.
You got your day ones out there. It's a good cat.
I just imagine
Okay.
these cats out in that lot going, "Ooh, look at who has a anxiety collar." Oh, look who has to wear fake cat pheromones because she's stressed out.
Oh, so people just be petting you?
Yeah. Ew, gross. Uh,
Oh man. Two, I have to say, I'm even I get it as a human. We all need
mhm,
moments like that. But it's
right.
surprising just because of how well you and your roommate get along. Like I never get the vibe that like y'all have any issues.
No.
Your relationship is awesome from what I've seen.
Yeah,
So
no, I
yeah.
don't. I mean, I'm like this now. Yesterday was the first day. He left yesterday morning. But I also had to go to work and then teach a class right after. So I wasn't even home to enjoy my apartment. Really, that was the cat's day to enjoy the apartment. But now I'm home today. So I'm really like feeling it. But it's not that I'm glad that he's gone. Catch me in 2 days and see if I'm not just like yelling something out and going, oh, he's not here. I fully.
Now,
Hmm.
I've never had roommates. I've only had family in some capacity as the people I live with.
Have you ever lived alone?
Technically, no. Like I live downstairs at my parents' house. But no, like never like another building.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
that's really the thing is the living alone.
Yeah. Like I know that while I was in the same building, I've gone probably like a good 2 weeks without seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I went to the same apartment, like I would go through the home to shower, or to get food. It's just my hours was so different. Like
Wait,
I
hold
know,
on. Hold on. So
yeah.
when you lived downstairs, was it your own apartment downstairs or was it just like, here's a room?
Yeah, I had a
Eh,
full studio. Like I had my own
Okay.
shower, my own fridge. I could
Right.
100% function without like going upstairs.
Right.
But I also know they have better food upstairs. And like I had a shower, they got a tub. So like, yo, I want a tub every now and then. You know what I mean? I miss bubbles.
Sure.
You
Yes. No.
know?
Right. You miss bubbles.
Yo, I deserve, but I was loaded truck. I needed bubbles in my life.
Yes. No. I get it.
Remind me I'm a
Yes.
person.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, you can't do that standing.
Right. Nope,
Yeah.
that's
So
true. Okay, alright. So
so
then
yeah,
you
like
would
every
still
now
go
and
up
then I
there.
would go upstairs to get like, oh, this is what happens when you succeed in life. It was a reminder, you know?
Mhm.
Literally, like you move up in the world and things get better. Uh
Right.
so yeah,
But
like
not like another building in an
yeah, nah,
apartment by yourself where you have to, like, walk a ways.
nah,
Like,
nah.
leave one
I did
building and go into another. Oh,
the
yeah,
second we
nah.
did that, it was me and Gabby.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have
Yeah,
like no solo
that's the
years.
magic. That's the sweet spot
Yeah,
is living alone. I don't know. You have to some people don't enjoy it, which
yeah.
I could understand that because it means being by yourself a lot.
Okay.
And it also means that you, maybe have you pick up a few habits that make sense when you're by yourself, but if someone else sees it, it's
Mm.
like, "What?" So, so I talk to myself a lot.
Okay.
I talk to myself a lot, and if there's a pet here, I sing and dance for the animal.
Hell yeah.
Right? They don't like it. I mean, I can only go by the 2 that I've been closest to. They did not enjoy it. Gertie, my, beloved Gertie, my old pit bull, used to leave the room when she heard Single Ladies start up because she knew that meant I was gonna try to learn this dance one more time, and she was just like, "I can't with this bitch." So, you
Shouts to
know?
Gertie. Real
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. She was patient up to a point, and then she was like, "I gotta leave the room."
It's so
But,
deep.
yeah, I enjoy it. I'm okay with being by myself. I will find a way to entertain myself, even if that's just sitting and staring off into space. I'm good. I'm
I,
fine.
you have no idea, Sha, how much joy that brings me to hear. Cause like,
Mm.
um, like I never got to that point, but like a lot of my like fantasies growing up was like like buy a house in the woods type shit. I realized very quickly that's not who I am as a person. Like it sounded cool seeing it in like movies. And then
Right.
like as an adult and like having a wider and more eclectic group of friends, being friends with more women, talking to my wife, having a daughter, a sister, I I think that there is there's like a lack of stories or a lack of permission in a weird way for women to have that same dream of like leave me the fuck alone society. I want to go into the woods. Like it's such a
Yeah.
like I know so many dudes. It's like I just want to live in the woods and like hunt. And I don't like. I know for a fact that like Gabby is here because of the kids. Like uh, she loves me, but she would 100% pick trees over me. Like she would be like she could see me on Saturdays and like we'd be good for her. You know, and
Right,
she would
right.
be perfectly fine living in the wilderness on her own. And I think that's
Mhm.
beautiful that like we've come to a point in our marriage that I know that about her. Like, I
Mhm.
don't even think she would have shared that with me for like 5 years because it would have pushed other dudes away. Like, I can't have a wife that loves, nature more than me, even though that's
Right.
all dudes want to do. Like, or at least they want to, like, create that illusion that that's what they want. Like, they all saw, like, that Mark Wahlberg movie, The Shooter, and they envision themselves as like some jaded war vet in the woods with a dog, you know?
Wow.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
worried about the men that you hang out with that all wanna be some sort of weird, militia adjacent guy in the woods that
Yo,
thinks they can live off the land.
but the thing is, all the women I know that like are happy are
Mhm.
that just with a cat. Like they all the women I know that like, yo, you got it together. They like secretly just dream or already actively living that. Like they've
Yeah.
just created a huge garden. They got a cat or
Mhm.
two. And like, yeah, we have guests over like once a month, like because they love people to an extent.
Right, yeah.
But they've created that world that like for whatever reason, men have been fascinated, like dreaming about. They made it real. Like they like, nah,
Mhm.
for real. I want all these trees around me. I want none of
Sure.
y'all here unless it's in a controlled environment. You know, it's just me
That's
and my
very true.
cat.
Because that is
Yo,
how I was living before I moved to New York. So, and I will say this, when I was a kid, one of my mom's friends once asked me what I wanted to do when I got older, when I grew up, and I told her I wanted to live alone in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like that was me as a child.
yo.
So, if you ask my sister, I was very quick to just close the door on her. What she's forgetting is that she would then just open the door and come in anyway. Somehow I remember that part, but she only remembers the first. Anywho, um, like and she lives alone now. She was living with a boyfriend for a couple of years, but before that she was living alone for quite some time. And so was I. And it's, great.
But-
I enjoy it. I lived in a 2-bedroom house because I had a dog, so I had a yard and a
Okay.
little added on room, and I could count maybe on one hand how often I had like people over. You know what I mean? Like a proper party or gathering. I had once I had a viewing party for one of the Grammys one year where I was
Okay.
just like, you know what, I'll have people, why don't I invite people to come over and watch the Grammys? And a lot of the people I invited were at some particular concert, but they came through after the concert. So we just kind of hung out. They came, so it
Yeah.
was just like a nice little gathering, but it wasn't like a rah kind of thing. And they were all roughly my age and they all left, and
That's perfect.
I had small groups of people, 4 or 5 people over at a time, some female comedians I knew. I used to have a thing I called Silky's Safe House,
Okay.
where you come over, you drink some of my Get Loose juice, which is just strawberry lemonade and Riesling.
Patent pending.
Oh yeah, you can't have it. It doesn't get you. It won't mess you up, but it will get you loose.
I
You
like it.
start talking. Whatever you talk about is locked in the safe house.
There we go.
So I did that a few times, and then I had like a going away party when I was getting ready to move here. But I had that like 2 months before I moved because I wanted people to come over while the house was still together.
Yeah.
So I had them come over, and then I started taking shit off. But after they came over to see me thriving, and they were like, "Wow, you live like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not 22. Like all of y'all are babies living together in the same studio apartment, and I'm not that. I've been trying to tell you, I'm an old lady."
Yo.
So so I'm here and I have a roommate and he's great and we get along fantastically. It's lovely. But it is nice to be in my home by myself. And he's had those moments because I've been gone plenty.
Right.
Like earlier this year, I was in Australia for 2 weeks and he was just like, great. Well, he wasn't great because he broke his collarbone, but he was fine. And then the year before that, I did a cruise and that was like almost 2 weeks and he was alone then too. And then I have like weekends where I go to do shows and he's just here chilling. So he's been able to do that.
Yeah.
So when he left this time, he was like, "Oh yeah, enjoy the house." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'm gonna walk around like Winnie the Pooh and rub my ass on everything."
Oh,
which
yeah.
is not true. First, I'm gonna clean it from top to bottom. And then I'll rub my ass on everything
Right.
because I know it's clean. Because I made it clean. And now it's safe for me to rub my ass on it.
As long as there's a system in place,
Yeah, I've done this before.
I'm so happy for you. I am curious now. As never having experienced roommater, is there a point in the roommate relationship when, if you're leaving, you have to say bye? Like if you're because if you're like 6 months in to being roommates and you're going on a road trip, I don't think you do like hey, I'm heading out for the weekend. for shows, right? Then you just go.
No,
But like,
you should always let your roommate know for a hot second
yeah,
that you're going to be gone. You know what I mean?
okay. I don't
Like,
know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know what the protocol
I
is.
feel like you should just for like in case something happens and they try to contact you thinking that you're still here and you're not. Say they get locked out of the apartment and they're like, "Hey, can you meet me?" And you're like, "No, I'm in Phoenix." You know what I mean?
I was thinking more like like Law and Order type situation. Like, they got to be able to answer questions about you. But that makes more sense.
Yeah, sure. That as well. I mean, if someone's looking for them, you can, say yay or nay. But yeah, you don't want them to broadcast necessarily that they are alone to everyone so that someone runs up on them. You gotta be careful about that. But
like now, like you've been roommates for about a decade or so, right?
It feels like. No, like honestly, like 5 years. We've lived together for 5 years, which is still the longest that I've lived with someone else who was not family.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, like at 5 years, like you guys have done a Instagram live show together,
Yeah. I mean, we've been through it. We're going through a pandemic together. This is not
that's
what we
a
thought.
relationship. Like, so when you leave, like you got like, do you say goodbye? Like, is it a hug?
Oh, no, not usually. It's just like all right, I'll see you later. Or depending on when you have to leave, like at the crack of dawn or something.
Right.
You don't like he left very early because his flight was like at 6 or 7 in the morning. And I thought I would be awake to hear him leave because that's usually about the time that I wake up in the middle of the night to have the middle of the night pee.
Yeah.
But I was knocked out. I heard nothing. So I woke up in the morning and this door was closed. And I was just like, "Hey, you still here?" Because there's also a chance that he may have missed his flight. You know what I mean? So I just kind of knocked and was like, "Hey, you still here?" And I didn't hear anything. And I took my shower and then I checked again and stuck my head in. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, he made it." God. But that's kind of where we are in it. But it's not like it's never like a big to-do or anything like that. But we did say, all right, well, safe travels if I don't see you in the morning. We say that like the night before.
Right. This so much. I find it so fascinating. So I'm sorry. Like, like it's so, it's because like, it's I am very happy with the life I've lived, but that is an experience block I don't have.
Right.
So like, for example, when you're describing that moment of like, waking up in the morning and knocking on the door, like, like to me, what I picture is Ben Affleck going to pick up Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, and Matt finally not coming out because he left.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like that's what it reminded me of like you check in and he's like, oh, he left. Like that's good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And like it gives me the same emotional
It is
tone.
A lot like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, that's so true.
There are movements because you're together, especially in New York apartments. Y'all are all up on each other. Like this is a nice roomy joint, but our bedrooms share a wall, so we're right next to each other. So I hear his alarm, he can hear my alarm, so I have an idea as to his movements based on what is happening on a particular day.
Yeah.
But I had some wine the night before, so I was knocked out. I heard nothing. I think I fell asleep with one shoe on and all my lights on. Like I was asleep. And and so I didn't, but yeah, it's just a lot of that of just like, maybe he heard me leaving, maybe not. Or I'm leaving in the middle of the day, but he's on his way to work. So as he goes to work, he's just like, all right, well, have a great trip,
That's so wild.
Yeah, because what will happen is like a day, either later that day or the next day, one of us will text the other with some old bullshit.
Right.
Like some joke or something. And that's how we'll know, oh, I guess you made it. And if you didn't make it, if something happened and you were delayed, you'd be like, man, this fucking blah, 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 blah. And that's how that's it. But yeah, but me knocking on the door is just like, hey, are you here? You're not? Okay.
Yo.
And sometimes you have to do that even when no one's going anywhere. There have been times when I've come home from someplace, either I had a class or I did a show or something. I've come home at night and he's in his room and he comes out and he's like, wait, you haven't been here all night? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh. I said, what happened? He's like, well, I thought you were here, so I was being quiet.
Could have been loud
If I had known, I would have, I was quietly playing the guitar, but I could have just been really loud with it because you weren't next to me. So it's things like that where I will like maybe just kind of throw at him like, hey, I'm doing this, this, and this. So, plug it in, turn it up, buddy. Crank up your amp or whatever. You're good.
Oh man. This is so awesome. I sincerely could talk about this all day. I am like so fascinated by like this portion of living. Because
here's a new level we reached. Like I said, he broke his collarbone, but he started skating. He rollerblades. So he went out, he started doing it again, trying to get back into the rhythm of it after being hurt for a while.
Yeah.
So he decided he was going to skate into Manhattan from here. And he stopped at the door on his way out and he did a thing and he's like, okay, I just sent you my location. And I was like, oh, I don't even know where that is. Like, where is that on my phone? So I had to look and see where it was. And then I'm like, oh, okay, great. And then I was like, oh, I think I sent you mine too. And I'm like, I don't know why I did that. I'm literally going to be here all night. But but that way, so if he got hurt or something happened and he was like, I can't make it, I see where he is roughly and we can figure out what to do from there.
There you go. I love that. That's beautiful. That location thing has only gotten me in trouble, by the way.
I'm sure. And I don't think many people who are roommates do that.
That's beautiful though. Yeah.
But, we are close enough friends that we do. And also, I mean, he already broke a fucking bone. So that's
somebody
not
gotta keep
fun.
an eye on him.
But that's a thing you can shake off when you're in your 20s, but he's in his mid 30s. You break a bone, they'll start to use Find My Location. Find out at least where the closest, ER is.
Oh, I love this so much. Well, I'm glad you're going to have some time to yourself. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
I think that's beautiful. I am personally I prefer time alone on the road more than at home, I have to say. I enjoy time at home, but every time I've been on the road alone, it reminds me of how little I need to be happy. Because I do agree, you have to set up. But like, after doing it several times, I realized that like, all I really need is peanut butter. And like, I'm good. And, like, the list is so short at this point. Like,
I mean, there's something, look, I have terrible taste. I have a terrible palate. I like the most basic shit. But let me tell you something. Wherever I land, I'm going to find something that will take care of that.
Yeah.
So in the way that you're like peanut butter, I'm like, look, if you get me a sleeve of fucking saltines and Reese's peanut butter cups and a bottle of water, you can hold me in place for a day.
Yeah, real talk.
Like, I'm good. I don't even know if I need real food. You got me there.
Yo.
I'm good.
I'll be showing up at Ritz hotels and shit, Hilton's, with a little Target or Trader Joe's bag.
Yes, I will find a Target.
Straight up.
Absolutely. You can. It's like, ma'am, you're leaving tonight. Yeah, well, I needed the Target this morning. Exactly. I absolutely will find that shit.
I don't necessarily know what you're gonna do with your continental breakfast.
Yes,
I trust Jif's natural peanut butter. Okay, I know that's going to deliver something that's going to be it's going to be satisfying, filling, relatively healthy.
Yeah,
it covers all the meals in a pinch. It could be dinner, breakfast, or a snack.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how well y'all cook your eggs, but I know that these saltines are fully cooked.
Exactly. No microwave needed. Nada. This is ready.
Yeah,
I'm about that life. Enjoy it, though, Sha. I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
I think it's going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Let's get into the news. Kick it off today. Cambodia faces a rigged election as Hun Sen extends total control. 3 years ago, he out here, facing popular opposition. Hun Sen used the courts to dismantle political party threatening his rule. Ranks of MPs were thrown out of parliament while the leaders were arrested. Having crushed his rivals, he cruised to victory 6 months later at the 2018 election, winning all 125 seats of Cambodia's parliament. For voters heading to polls again this week, it's deja vu, with their only alternative being banned. It's a rigged election because there are no real strong opposition parties, said one voter, an aid worker in Phnom Penh. Hun Sen, now 70, has ruled Cambodia since 1985.
My dude, that's a long time.
That's unnecessary. Like, unnecessary. A former Khmer Rouge official who defected to Vietnam before the regime's fall, his survivalist grip on power has led to his boast that he is the world's longest-serving prime minister. For nearly 40 years, he has consolidated power through a network of interests, including the military, police, and intelligence groups. He has seen off opponents over the years by co-opting, jailing, exiling, or otherwise sidelining them.
Wow, man. Yikes. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. We can read the story and we can go, ooh, they wild over there in Asia. But like we didn't barely escape that same fate couple of years ago.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Like we came real close, and for the things that we are that us Americans are constantly just like, wow, they, freedom, democracy, they have none of that over there in Asia. It's like, y'all look around.
Real talk, B.
We struggling in many ways. And, just because he consolidated everything to one party doesn't mean that we're doing better with our two parties.
Not at all, yo.
We're not really killing it over here.
I've openly talked about looking for other places to live, trying to make Gabby happy. And I get a Zillow listing for Texas once a week. And the second I get excited, I get a news article from Texas. And that is never mind. I'm good. And I got so many people over there that I'm rooting to survive and make it.
Right.
But yo, every time I'm like, I could live out there. Nah, I cannot live out there.
Nah, you can't live out there. Yeah. So, I don't want anyone contacting this dude to find out how he did it. You know what I mean? I don't want to know the particulars. That is too long to rule.
Yeah.
From 85 to potentially 2025. Like that's a long time, man. What are your innovations? What are you innovating?
Yeah, I was trying to think of when is it right to be in charge of anything that long? I can't think of anything.
Anything where a whole country is.
I can't think of I don't even want a department at my Target to be managed by the same person for 30 years. Like, that's wild. Yo, you still putting the chips up the same way? Like, my G,
I think
mix
you might,
it up.
Yeah, get an apprentice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Somebody.
Pass it on. If you're in some kind of power, set it up so that whoever was a leader before gets a nice little severance packet or whatever, a nice little pension. They get paid, and then you train the next person. And what can you do? I don't know. Maybe that's my idiot democracy brain just being like, okay, well, we had our time with you, but now it's time for someone else. Why are you still here? Even if it's more of the same of what you're doing, it's got to come from another face.
Yeah, dude. Obviously not possible, but it'd be cool if after you ran your country, you could apply to run another country. Listen, I killed it over here. Cambodia, 8 years strong. Look what I did.
Oh no, what? That'd be terror. I mean, I can't see you getting hired again. Well, I can't say that. I'm sure. I mean, there are cops that are kicked off of forces all the time and find a job at a force, a county over.
Well, if
So
you
I'm
get kicked off,
sure it's
no.
doable.
I'm just saying that, like, I understand wanting to be in leadership for 30 years, but I can't understand wanting to lead the same thing for 30 years. I think you have to acknowledge that, like, it's like, when you're a manager, like, you either change departments or stores or you get promoted, because to your point, like, your way of seeing things is only going to add so much value. And then we need a new person who they see the things that are your blind spots. They should take over. So, like, I'm not, I don't know anything about this dude. So I'm not saying, like, yo, you should go to this other place, him in particular. But, like, if you did something well for 8 years, someone else is going to come in, fix your blind spots. But maybe the things you did well, another country needs.
Right.
And then, ideally you go over there like, yo, that dude's dope with, like, international policy. He trash at like this, but give him
doesn't
a
it
8-year
feel
run.
weird to have somebody coming in from outside to run your stuff, especially if there are people there who have been there a while? Like, I'm thinking if you compare it, because that feels kind of like a corporate move. And that's like, I have heard from people who have been working at some corporation for some time, and they get some new person in charge who knows nothing about it. And it's just like, here's what we need to do. And it's like, who are you? You don't even know the...
We don't sell that.
Yeah, like, that's not how we do things here. And not like in a, we don't want to change, but in like a, fundamentally, you're moving differently from the company/country. And that you want to come in and have us move your way is going to be hard, because a lot of shit is established based on what we've done. So to come in without, like, really knowing that is it feels like it's kind of a mess. That said, people do it all the time. I mean, ain't that what conquering is? Like, like, it seems, I don't know, if you've run a country for quite some time and now it's your time away, try running a book club.
There
you know what
go.
I mean?
I like that.
Go smaller. Go smaller.
You're real niche.
A little bit. That should have been a very stressful job. I don't know why you'd want to go into it again.
Word.
In a new place where you don't even get the benefit like you did because you're new. You're not going to be getting the top of the pay, top of the pay scale.
You lost your vacation days.
Yeah, all of that. You got to re-earn all of that. Coming into a new country, you're only going to come in with like 4 off days and 2 sick days, and you got to earn all that shit back. So
those staying in Cambodia. We don't those
don't transfer.
Those transfer, B. It's not accredited
here. So start small. Go to the bookstore near you. Start a book club. Take over that book club. You'll probably find it tough. People are very serious about their book clubs, but really face some resistance.
There you go.
I feel like this dude needs to face some resistance, but he has worked hard to get rid of resistance. There must be something that he can't resist. I don't know. Anywho,
oh man! In other news, Al Roker can't hide his shock when he's told how often people should shower in a week. That's right. Al Roker has different thoughts when it comes to the recommended times a person should shower a week. During the 3rd hour of the Today Show, or late last week, pardon me, Adrian Brock had Al, Dylan Dreyer, and Chanel Jones guess how often dermatologists recommend people should shower. I bet they're going to say 5, said Dylan. Or Dylon? I don't know. Dylan?
No, I'm sure it's Dylan. Only Dylon says Dylon.
I'm going to say every day, even though I know it's going to be C, said Chanel. Al, on his end, said, I don't care what they say. I'm going with A. Again, just to be clear, what were the options there? C is 5 times. So there you go.
So the choices were, how often should you shower per week? A, every day. A week. Okay. Right. Again, shower per week. A, every day a week. B, 2 to 3 times a week. 3, 5 times a week. A, B, C 5 times a week, D once.
And they were all wrong. As Adrian revealed, the answer was B, 2 to 3 times a week. And that's when the weatherman gave the camera a shocked face. Dr. Mary Stevenson, assistant professor of dermatology at NYU, says people should be showering, bathing, or cleansing yourselves every 2 to 3 days. However, working out or engaging in a sweat-inducing activity may make you have showers more often. It does depend on the person. As she said, she was looking at Al's face, who was shocked at the time. It depends on the person, your lifestyle, your skin type. So yeah, I am pro Al on this.
What?
What happened?
Come on. What do we? This is, first off, this is literally a Twitter conversation that they're having on the 3rd hour of Today Show, but still on the Today Show. So, give it time and your Twitter quizzes will make it onto morning television.
Amen.
Secondly, what are we doing? You know what? There are people who probably shower 5 times a week,
right.
Like twice a week, where they're just 2 days a week where they're just like, I can't.
Right.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you. You do that. Fine. 2 to 3 times a week? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. That's wild.
Stay home. What are we doing? And then there was also a whole conversation, I feel like last week as well, that was like Hoda and whoever is with Hoda, one of the Bush twins, I think, where they're talking about washing your feet. Because I guess it probably came off of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think they're like in the 7th hour of the Today Show is the whole day. And so many hours. So they're probably, I saw a clip where they're just like, wash, So Hoda's like, okay, tell the truth. Do you actually like wash your feet? And the woman's like, what do you mean? Like, wash my feet? And she's like, yeah, because I figure, the soapy water's just going that way anyway. And the woman's like, yeah, no, I bend over and I scrub my feet.
Yeah.
And Hoda and Jenna, it's Jenna Bush, they both were like, no, I mean, the soapy water's on its way down.
But it's dirty.
Boy. But it's dirty water. It's dirty water.
And you got also dead skin.
Scrub it off. Let me tell you what I saw today on an IG ad. I spent most of this early morning going through my IG advertisements to see if anything captured my eye. And there was one thing that they served up to me where they're just like, there's some sort of stat of just like using, if you scrub on your skin, but with the wrong tool, some of the dead skin will get into the follicles and then it'll inflame your hair follicles and you'll have ingrown hair and blah, blah, blah. So, and loofahs and brushes will make that worse.
Okay.
But here's this Japanese cloth.
Yeah.
This special Japanese cloth that you can use that's made with carbon fiber and silver, and you use it and it exfoliates, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, man, if y'all don't just use a goddamn washcloth, like I said that out loud, just use a washcloth.
Well, Sha, you were better than me because I bought that shit. I got 4 of them.
No, you don't.
Buy that shit. Yo, real talk, if we pause, I'll go get one. I still got one in the wrapper.
Did you get?
Dead ass. I got 4 of them shits. Every time I'm on the road, that's what I'm showering with. Like going like this all day.
Well, bring your own washcloth? Sure. But you could also scrub off stuff with a washcloth.
Fair. But
here's the thing.
I picture
because it's long, you like to scrub.
I go like this, and also like doing this in the shower, I always associate with not Donald Duck. What's the white duck that was a sailor? It's not Scrooge, it's not Donald.
Is it? It is Donald.
It is Donald?
Yeah. The white duck.
The white right, the white duck that was a sailor, right? Right, I know there's Darkwing. There was the Black Duck that spits too much.
Ooh, Daffy?
Daffy, yeah. So it is Donald. Donald, white duck with the
First off,
hat.
I'm Team Daffy. If anyone's asking, Daffy is fucking hilarious. Donald was a sailor, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm looking up Donald to make sure he was wearing a fucking.
He had like a sailor hat for a couple of episodes, and he used to like.
He did wear a jaunty cap. He does wear a jaunty blue cap. But yes, his top is definitely sailor style. I'll give you that.
I thought he was coming home. Like that's what the whole cartoon was. That like he did.
It might be. Shit, I don't know. That might be the point. That he was a former Navy man or something. Navy duck. And then he. I mean, that could be it. This could be like the military style. Okay. I mean,
I thought that was like Disney pushing an agenda.
He typically wears Donald Fauntleroy Duck, by the way. His middle name is Fauntleroy.
Yeah, Fauntleroy.
Is a cartoon character created by the Walt Disney Company. Donald typically wears a sailor shirt and cap with a bow tie. So you're right.
Boom. You're right. There.
I just never truly thought about him being a sailor. I guess I never really thought about young Donald. Young Font. I guess I never really thought about him.
Yo, he was being mad frivolous. I figured he got a pension. You know, you can't just be out there acting up like that, you know, unless you know you got security.
So, you know, I mean, maybe college just wasn't for him, so he went into the service.
That's it.
He was trying to get that GI Bill. Who knows?
He did his 20 years. He good, you know? But like, I associate him with that. Because like he had
the movement of scrubbing your back from corner to corner.
Like I know, like little kids go through this phase where they don't want to shower. I've always wanted to shower because of that. Because it looked so relaxing, like doing that. And then whenever I tried to do that, mom would be like, "Well, stop fucking playing with the towels," you know. And I get it because you like, you know, the towels. I guess like there's like a way of using them that is less than ideal for that. When I saw that. I was like, oh, this is what that's for, you know? And I've been doing this all the time ever since I got him.
All right. I dry my back that way. That's a perfectly fine to use a towel to dry your back that way.
Yeah.
And I guess if you are unable to reach all the parts of your back, then yes, that is a fine cloth for that because it's a long rectangular cloth. That's great. But in the meantime, you could just call it a long washcloth, a washcloth scarf, whatever you want to call it. But this whole thing of like, it's infused with silver and it's made with carbon fiber. Like, what? Why? Just scrub your back with the long, like, or just buy a towel and just say, this is now my washcloth towel. Like, I don't use it to dry. I only use it to wash with. It's all the same terry cloth. It's all the same material. And then just wring it out and hang it up to dry like you would a washcloth. But like, anywho, I forgot. How did we get here? What were we talking about? Al Roker. Yeah. I was just like, wait, how did we get to?
I can tell we passionate about the shower and shit though. Hell yeah. Yeah, I know we was the cleanest podcast in the game, did you?
I mean, I took a shower before doing this podcast. I'm truly not going anywhere.
I take a shower before every episode. I record remotely, okay?
It's just right. We're not even in the same room.
Just to go into my basement by myself, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I find I'm okay with 5 times a week. I could see like, especially like if you're sick, tired, wintertime, there's like I can see that happening. You're like, yo, I'm gonna have a long weekend, you're chilling solo, fine. Once a week, like you should be arrested. That is a crime. 2 to 3, like, yo, people should seriously be talking to you. Like there's people in your life that like, yeah.
And I want to say, I'm not trying to put pressure on anyone who's going through a depressive episode and the way that they end up not showering, like they have a hard time getting out of bed and all that kind of stuff. I'm not slighting that at all. I know that is actual and factual. But for me, when I am in a bad way, have found that a shower helps me.
Yeah.
But I know that that's different for many people. And I was one of those kids. I definitely had like a year or something where I was like, I don't want to wash for nothing. I don't care. Because, you're a kid and you're like, I'm busy. I'm busy out here running these streets. I don't have time for a bath. So, yeah,
I'm pro daily. I got really into this tea tree shampoo.
Okay.
It cost me like $30 a bottle. The bottles is like the size of like a little like Malta. I know I'm getting raw, but like the sensation it gives my hair is fantastic. I can never go back to not showering regularly. That is madness. That is like little kid shit. You have not like found the right shower tools if you're showering that rarely to me.
Yeah.
This
is, and wash your
why
feet. Get the bottoms of your feet. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you people.
Like I'm blown away because I'm trying to find more ways to like shower as an adult. Like I even in parts, like I do my daily shower, but like I soak my feet like once a week because it feels good. Like I'm sore,
Mm-hmm.
This is hitting home in particular because of my tea tree shampoo situation. I buy it in bulk. It's like it's one of my biggest purchases for running my home, like for real. And it is one of the few purchases that like is fully selfish. Like I know there are more affordable shampoos.
Right.
I know that Gabby doesn't use that shampoo. So it's specifically an expensive shampoo for the person who gets like a 2 Caesar as his hair. Like I don't have much to clean. You know what I mean? Like this is as hairy as I get. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm a day away from my haircut appointment. So like I understand it's not a necessity. So like I use the regular shampoo all week. Once a week I use this. And it feels amazing, right? We had my in-laws were in town. My brother-in-law got longish hair. And I was like, listen, my man, I pulled him aside. I was like, yo, I got you some cigars. I got you a bottle of Hennessy White. We're celebrating your son having his baptism. But like the realest gift I could give to you while you here, I'm going to let you use my shampoo. You know what I mean? And I brought the bottle out. I showed him how to use it. And I said, this is what it looks like. It's in there. I showed him the wrapped bottle that I kept in my room. And I told him there's one of these in there. It's behind all the other bottles because nobody uses my shit. But it's in there. You can use it. You got permission. He was excited, He goes in the shower, comes back out. He's like, yo, Gastor, there's no shampoo. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yo, the bottle you told me is empty. So, like, he gives me the bottle. I give him the other one. I'm embarrassed now, because I talked up this shampoo. It wasn't there. I give him the backup bottle. He goes back in, and I go on a tirade with, like, my family. Like, yo, who been using my shit? You don't understand? Like, this is a fucking mortgage payment that we've missed out on this year because of these shampoo bottles. Who has the audacity to be fucking using my shampoo? And, like, Gabby instantly knows I'm not talking to her. Besides the fact that, like, she's my wife. I'm not going to chew out my wife over shampoo. We're adults. But also, she knows what the shampoo means to me. She wouldn't just frivolously use my shampoo. So I looked at the kids, and Michaela was like, oh, I thought that was just shampoo. And I was like, no, the 3 shampoos in front of that, those are shampoos. That's my shampoo. There's a difference. These are community shampoos, my shampoo. You ain't even tall enough to see what the fuck that is back there. How'd you get to that bottle? There's so many bottles in front of that bottle for you to get to my bottle. What happened, yo? I was so tight, yo. So she's like, yeah, I tried them all one day and it felt best. I'm like, hell yeah, it's 4 times the price of all the other bottles. I know it feels best. But that's why it's not me.
So she's just in there trying all of the shampoos?
No, she tried every shampoo. Because there was a shampoo for Aiden because he don't care. Then we had like a nice shampoo that Gabby uses like every day. So that's kind of expensive, but it ain't like wild expensive because it's her daily.
Right.
Then she got a nice shampoo. And then I got the nicest shampoo.
Right.
Admittedly. So like Michaela tried all them shits. And she's like, Dad, your shit's the best. I'm like, I know. I'm not denying that. But that's exactly why you can't be using it. But I was like, fine. I'm like, why is it empty? She's like, oh, that's my shampoo. I'm like, that's your shampoo. She's like, yeah, I shampoo with that every day.
Oh my God.
Yo, gone. She out here emptying my shit, yo. I'm out here using it like literally once a week. That shit should have lasted me the year. And that shit emptied out in 3 weeks because of this girl. 3 weeks. And I was like, yo, how come I'm like, I was like, how come I didn't notice this? She's like, yeah, because like I saw when the delivery came where we put the extras. So she's like, I just been replacing it like you told me to do with the other bottles. So I'm like, I thought I had like 12 bottles. Like I'm gonna run out of bottles when my kids graduate. I'm thinking, nah, shot. Like I'm down to like a bottle. Yo, he been killing my shits all year, like it's regular shampoo. So, yo, this is last week. So I got like, this is sincerely like, I'm still mad about it. Like, yo, I was so fucking heated, shot. Yo, because you know what it's like to drop like legit like maybe $400 on hair products.
Sure, yeah.
And like have something like I enjoyed maybe like $2.50 worth of this expensive shampoo. My daughter hair never looked more illustrious. So I'm happy for her. But yo, my God, yo. I was so fucking tight. Like the only thing that saved it is that like I'm glad like I got cosign on the quality of it. Like, yes, I'm glad that like on a blind test you were able to tell this is the better shampoo. But fuck me, like we could have figured that out with one bottle worth of experimenting. She went through the whole freaking delivery, Sha. Oh my God. Yo. Oh my God.
Oh man. Yo. Okay.
I can't with these kids, yo. I can't, yo. Wash your feet, okay? Showers daily, all of that. Shouts to Tea Tree. Special shampoo.
Wow.
Well
what
worth
kind?
it. Tea Tree. Shit is dope. It's like $30, $40 a bottle, depending on how you get it. The bottles are small as hell. They like the $30 bottle legit, like, might hold the Snapple. It is so insanely offensive that they send you this little bottle. And then you try it and you're like, yeah, it's worth it.
Measurements. A Snapple bottle's worth of. Okay. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, we're definitely going to have to start this Patreon now. I see that.
Yo, just for the shampoo budget.
Just real for the shampoo. Oh my gosh.
You want to take the lead on this next one, Shot?
Yeah, let me read this next story. Hold on. Oh man. This is I mean, I don't even know if I mentioned this last week, but I started getting some of these stories, but then yesterday I came across an update. So this is the most updated story I saw about this thing. This is from the New York Times. The headline is How the Hunt for a Lioness Near Berlin Turned into a Wild Boar Chase. A frenzied hunt for a loose lioness on the outskirts of Berlin that prompted the deployment of helicopters, drones, and night vision goggle-clad police officers came to an unexpected end after the authorities announced it was likely a case of mistaken identity. After experts were called in to analyze grainy cell phone footage that prompted a 2-day search, they independently came to the same conclusion. We think this photo probably shows a wild boar, said Michael Grubert, mayor of Kleinmachnow, Germany, just southwest of the German capital, said at a news conference. It was an anticlimactic end to a search that captivated Germany and upended a constellation of communities on the southern edge of the city. after officials sent more than 100 police officers equipped with riot gear, thermal imaging cameras, and at least one armored vehicle thrashing through a trio of heavily wooded towns. The lioness turned pig saga began when two men captured a short, blurry video of what they believed was a lion chasing a wild boar and reported it to the police. The search began quickly and escalated rapidly. In an attempt to determine where the animal was from, the police called the owners of a local circus at 2 a.m. They asked if we were missing a lion, but they were not. So all the stories that I got, let's see here, wait. So all the stories that I got were about this lioness roaming, and they can't find it, and they were trying everything to find him. Right. So let's see. As night fell on the first day of the search, some residents told the police that they heard loud roars coming from a nearby forest.
Okay.
A German television network later determined the provenance of the roars, which made international headline news, was teenagers playing animal noises loudly on a speaker. It's always going to be a teenager.
Fucking kids.
The atmosphere was quite tense, said Uda Bastian, a resident of Kleinmachnow. There weren't many people in the street, and the people you met, everyone was a bit afraid.
Yo.
So, they're still looking. A resident called the police last Friday morning, reporting that they had seen the lion, and the police flew a drone over the area and sent in a team of 30 officers equipped with heat imaging cameras.
Yo.
They found nothing except a family of wild boars. The announcement that it had been a false alarm came as a huge surprise. A wild boar doesn't really look like a lion, said Ms. Bastian. And we have a lot of wild boars. Everyone has seen wild boars. We all know lions from boars. Well, apparently not everybody. Not everybody.
I love all of this, yo.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Everything that people were sending me was like first day of this lioness being out.
Right.
I was getting it all over the place. And in those early stories, they were like, someone had a video of a lioness chasing a wild boar. And then all of the stories from that point on were them trying to find this lioness. And I kept thinking to myself, but what about this wild boar? Like, what are we doing about the wild boar? She was chasing something.
Yeah.
Like, I hope she's okay, but what's with the wild boar? So then to find out that it probably was just one boar chasing another boar.
It was a love story this whole time, yo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm reading this from the New York Times. There's a photograph of wild boars running out of a forested area.
Okay.
And when I tell you there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boars in this photograph. Yeah, wild boars have a long history of menacing Berliners. They are so endemic to the area that some housing associations threaten to punish with eviction residents who feed the animals.
Whoa.
Now, remember, wild boars are truly wild. Remember one attacked Shakira?
What?
I know we talked about that. I will never forget that we talked about Shakira had to fight off a wild boar.
Yo, that's what's up.
So they out here, and like the name, they are wild. There was an episode of Atlanta, the TV show Atlanta, where Paperboy had to fucking fight a wild boar and hit him with a frying pan or some shit. Like
the wild boars of Atlanta.
If one comes for you, you gotta kill it.
Yeah. That's all you got. I loved a lot about this. I love to see animals kind of outsmarting people. Like in my head, I was picturing like a boar trying to sneak out of his parents' boar house.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, yo, let me trick them a little bit. Let me trick the community, get them talking about lions real quick. So like he bought like some lion footprints on Amazon. And he put
Okay.
those under his kicks, so when he was
Okay.
walking around, people see
Sure.
lion footprints everywhere,
Right.
Maybe he bought like a lion outfit, that was killing it, like how people wear like leopard print. He bought like lion print.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
He like, that's my outfit. People see him out, they think it's a lion because they ain't used to, four-legged animals trying to style on them. But he was just, wearing his Sunday best, trying to kill it at the
he's
club.
out here in his fancy fur coat.
Straight up. Like we wear like Frank Lucas with the chinchilla. Same idea.
Right.
He got his lion jacket on. He's out here like strutting. People ain't used to it, but he's killing it,
So at the risk of bringing in a third animal, this wild boar is peacocking by dressing like a lion.
Straight up.
Okay.
He's out here crushing it, And now the word spreads and the girls is like, yo, wasn't that you in that line? She's like, yeah, don't tell nobody, but yeah, that was me, And he milking this shit,
Okay.
That's my version of it. That's how I see it.
All right. I
also got to criticize German police investigating a little bit here. Like, I don't know how things work over there, but I love the idea that they think a zoo would lose a lion and not report it. Like, I don't know how many lion zoos have, but like I feel like it's an amount that they could keep track of.
I mean, I want to agree with you on that, but as someone who, as you know, keeps a close eye on loose animals,
right?
Sometimes you miss one slips through your fingers. I mean, sure. The thing is, they called at like 2 a.m, like, hey, have y'all lost a lion? They may not have known that if a lion was gone yet.
They lost a lion. When was the last head count? Tuesday?
Yeah, hold on. Run over there. Run over there. Klaus, run over there and count these lions right quick. No, we got everybody.
They all there, baby. All one lion is there.
Yeah, so
listen,
but don't think that a zoo can't miss an animal.
All right.
I mean, it may take them a minute to realize it, like they probably should be doing a head count every day, but I don't know anyone who's out there who has worked in a zoo or knows the workings of a zoo. Does anyone go through a zoo in the night?
I figured it was
check on them.
Yeah, I figured it was like jail, like prison. You did the head count.
Right, yes. I mean, it is like
it's jail for animals.
Oh, or maybe there are cameras. I'm thinking that you got to call all the animals to the fence. Come through with a clipboard, but there are probably cameras and you probably tagged them or something. There's probably a more up-to-date way of keeping track.
You can tell we're not in charge of zoos, okay?
Yeah, we don't really.
Circuses,
I mean, I'm
we
still
don't do
doing
that.
paperwork. I'm thinking someone's shuffling through a file cabinet. Like, I don't know. But
man. If you would like to help Shalewa and I launch our boar lion clothing line.
That's what you want to do?
Straight up. It would be Lions for Boars clothing. All you got to do is subscribe to the show, baby. If you are Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't understand that sometimes a boar just wants to look his best, It wants to shine. It wants to stand out, And it's not that boars don't look great. It's that boars look like other boars. I don't know if you've seen a boar before, I see boars all the time. Can't tell
all
them,
the time.
They want to do something above and beyond. 5 stars, you understand that sometimes to be the head boar, you need to be a lion, And you want to rock one. Maybe wearing the lion coat is proof to the other boars that you could take on a lion. We're going to have them skip that step. They don't got to kill the lion. We just going to say they did it. Maybe that'll be the whole deal. You get the jacket and you get proof of purchase that it was a real lion and you could tell them, and it comes with a story. Like, yo, this is how
even
you took it out.
though we are obviously making fake lions. This is fake fur.
I'm not taking out animals. I'm pro animal rights.
We will be selling them as real lion jackets to wild boars.
Exactly.
Because they may be smart enough to evade the cops for days, but they're not going to be smart enough to check the certification on a jacket.
Yo, but this
They're
real
not
leather.
going to check the authenticity of a lion jacket.
Why my real lion jacket machine washable? Okay, supposed to be dry clean only for these real lions. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Before I forget, I have to plug my show.
Yes.
I just remembered. All right, if you're in the New York area, on Sunday, July 30th, I'm doing my solo show again. We all know what it's about, smut. Anyway, it's at a place called Brooklyn Comedy Collective. It's in Williamsburg. The venue is called Eris, ERIS. Say that however you want. But if you go to any of my social medias, anything at Silky Jumbo, I will have ticket links for you to get tickets, or you can just show up there. It's right off the Montrose L stop. It's like $15. Come on out. It's going to be a good time. Yeah. And proceeds from the show sales will go into replenishing Gastor's tea tree shampoo.
It's a real niche not for profit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's only one grant that we issue, and it's to Gastor to get more tea tree shampoo.
Once again, it's Don't Reach in the Bag. This Sunday, July 30th, 8:30 showtime at the Eris main stage, part of the Brooklyn Comedy Collective. Doors open at 8:15. Besides your socials, the links will literally be in the podcast details as well. So click it, cop tickets, come out. It'll be a dope time. Anybody that shared articles, much appreciate y'all as always. Shout out this week to Lori McDaniel, FCDLJ, and Def One. Much appreciate y'all as always. With all that said, I am the soon to be rich off of my lion jacket money, splurging on my new shampoo, Gastor Almonte, with the surprise that the show that sold out the most is the one that sponsors Gastor Shampoo Rise. Shalewa Sharpe. Yo, if this is
my
your best
first sellout, and it's for his damn shampoo.
Real talk, I'm gonna need all that money to buy one bottle, okay?
One bottle. We're just trying to get him half a used bottle.
That's it, baby.
Off of Etsy.
Oh man, I'm gonna take a shower right after this episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.